What's going on, guys? Welcome to the video. Now, before we start, I want to thank everyone who has subscribed to the channel over the last few months. We are now at 35,000 subscribers, so thank you all, along with everyone who donates through Patreon, Subscribestar, PayPal and the Super Chat feature. Now, we are going to take a look at a small clip from the TalkRadio interview with the new UKIP leader, Richard Braine. He was talking to the host about a range of subjects, including the EU, UKIP's low vote count in the Brecon by-election, and former leader Gerard Batten, which is actually more of an attempt to smear UKIP using a bunch of false claims regarding Tommy Robinson and the cases he has reported on. That's what we're going to look at. Let's check it out.
Now, you mentioned Gerard Batten, and I was going to ask you about him, your former leader, because he mixed with some pretty dodgy and undesirable company, didn't he? I'm thinking of Tommy Robinson, and rather tainted the UKIP brand, so much so that Sajid Javid, the new Chancellor, actually paid tribute to Mr Farage for disassociating himself with the rather right-wing elements that Mr Batten is doing business with. Are you going to carry on doing business with Tommy Robinson and people like him?
Well, you've brought up a lot of subjects there to cover. So first of all, let me say that Tommy Robinson has never been a UKIP member because unlike
Mr Batten's attended rallies with him, hasn't he?
Yes, lots of people have, but let me finish, please.
Well, hold on. When you say lots of people, I think Mr Batten's about the only party leader who's had anything to do with Mr Robinson.
I'm politely asking you to let me answer the question you've asked me. Okay. So first of all, Robinson can join the Tories and he can join Labour. They don't have rules against people who've been in prescribed organisations like the BNP joining, whereas UKIP does. So Tommy Robinson's never joined UKIP. He's never been able to join UKIP. He's never been an advisor to UKIP. And so first of all, that needs to be laid to rest. But also, this whole issue of Tommy Robinson is blown up in the media love it, of course, and it's all about talking about one man. But in fact, he's done something important, along with many other people, which is...
He's done some pretty unpleasant things too, hasn't he?
Which is to draw attention to the fact that the establishment and the government in this country told the police, according to Nazir Afzal, to turn a blind eye to the gang rape of, it turns out now, to be certainly tens of thousands of very vulnerable children.
Okay, so you're just peddling some Tommy Robinson propaganda there. I mean, it sounds to me as though you're going to continue down the same path as Mr Batten and continue to welcome Mr Robinson with open arms and perhaps share a platform with him.
Do you know who Nazir Afzal is?
I know the story you're referring to, yes, what Mr Robinson said, yes.
No, it's not about Robinson, it's about Nazir Afzal.
Yes, I know the story you're referring to, yes.
Okay, he was the Director of Public Prosecution.
Yes, I know all this in the northwest of England.
That's right, and he discovered that actually social services and police were not only were turning a blind eye to this industrial-scale rape of children...
You see, a lot of people would say that you're peddling racist propaganda now.
Well, it's nothing to do with race.
Well, of course it is.
Why? What race is it to do with?
Well, because the very fact that you're talking about these prosecutions and so on, or the allegations, you see, it does seem to me, Mr. Braine, that you are. I mean, I think you were supported by Gerard Batten, so we're going to get more of the same from you, obviously, as leader of UKIP. Continue down the same path as Mr. Batten. You see, and I come back. Surely that's not going to. You're going to carry on coming sixth, Mr. Farage and his party. Who have had nothing to do with Mr Robinson, they're going to be the ones who are challenging the Labour Party and the Conservatives. You're becoming a fringe party, aren't you?
This isn't about Tommy Robinson. The press loves to talk about him. It's not about that. It's about the fact that Labour, under Gordon Brown, actually instructed, as far as it seems from what Nazir Afzal has said, police forces around the UK to turn a blind eye to a particular kind of crime because the perpetrators of those crimes were of a particular race or religion. Now, that is racist. So it's the government and the establishment that have been racist.
You're making an allegation there.
Well, which
I'm sure that Gordon Brown and others would dispute.
Well, all I can say is look at the numbers. 84%, according to the Quilliam Foundation, of people in prison for this kind of crime come from 3% of the population. So I'm not making an allegation. There is a record on this. And, of course, the press want this story to go away. The establishment want this story to go away.
Let's leave Tommy Robinson alone. Let me just ask you quickly, because we're running out of time, and thank you.
Okay, this dirty smear merchant wastes no time throwing out buzzwords that the former leader of UKIP, Gerard Batten, mixed with dodgy and undesirable people. Yes, Tommy is undesirable for you because he talks about stuff you don't want to hear, which is evident from this clip. He thinks Sajid Javid paying tribute to Farage for leaving UKIP is a big deal. Sajid is a Remainer, remember? He would have despised UKIP from day one because they wanted to get us out of the EU long before the Tory government was ever discussing it, and he still doesn't want to leave the EU now, remember? Sajid just knows he has no choice. When Richard tries to point out Tommy Robinson has never been a member of UKIP, the host tries to shout him down because he needs the connection to be there for this smear piece to work. Eventually Richard gets this fuckpig host to shut his mouth long enough for him to answer his question. This guy belongs on the BBC, I think, though. Richard lets the listeners know Tommy Robinson could never be a member of UKIP as they won't allow him to join due to his links with the BNP, even though it was a brief link. It's against UKIP rules at the end of the day, unlike the Labour and Conservative parties who have no rules to prevent him joining. Tommy was never an advisor for UKIP, which is a common bit of misinformation spread by the media. Richard then calls out the media's fascination with attacking Tommy Robinson because he is Tommy Robinson, when some of the things he has done are important, and while I'm no Tommy Robinson fan, I will agree he has brought light to a situation that was hidden for far too long. When Richard brings up the things Tommy has helped to bring to light, but not directly said himself regarding the police's fears of being seen to arrest these gangs because of their religion or race, the host once again tries to interrupt him, claiming he is peddling Tommy Robinson propaganda, showing he has no clue what he's talking about since it's not Tommy saying this, it is a former director of public prosecutions in the northwest of England who discovered that the police and social services had been turning a blind eye to the actions of these gangs, which the host cannot let him say on air, so he shouts him down again, accusing him of putting out racist propaganda. Yeah, you heard it right. Which a baffled Richard rightly states is nothing to do with race, drawing this dumb host in to show us his complete stupidity when it comes to even knowing what a racist is. When Richard asked him why it's racist, or what race it was even to do with, he can't answer, because it's not actually about race, so he just talks some complete bullshit instead that doesn't make sense. His reasoning that makes what Richard said racist is because he is talking about these prosecutions, before realising he sounds stupid and changes the subject. So shitweasel, how is Richard Braine talking about the prosecutions of convicted men that were raping children racist, you complete fucking idiot? You literally just got caught out on your own bullshit because nothing he said was racist and you knew it. You can tell he knows he's getting fucking owned because he spends the rest of the interview stuttering and spluttering because he has nothing else to say now his poorly researched smears have been thoroughly obliterated. The cards don't cover this eventuality, do they, mate? Richard finished up the clip calling out the Labour policy that created this situation. Richard has the facts and figures to back up what he's saying. The radio host is using his pre-scripted smear cards that are not based around fact. They just don't want the viewers to know what Richard is saying is true. Well, I'm going to end the video there, guys. I would advise you to watch the whole interview over on UKIP's YouTube channel, as it's a good interview if you like watching Remainer hosts squirm. Now let me know what you guys think down in the comments section below. Leave a like, subscribe and share this video as it helps the channel a lot, and I will see you all in the next one.